up, like the overall reason. But then there was that straw that broke the camel's back, right? And that was
point of no return.
Right. That's why we couldn't come back from what it is. What was that for you? What happened? You let us know everything that happened for you, and then I will say everything that happened for me, because we obviously have different opinions of what happened to this day.
Okay, so to me, the straw that broke the camel's back is pretty much, as you guys know, we live together. And as you all were already informed, there came a point towards the end where she and I, we did not talk. We saw each other in passing within this house that we're recording in right now, my home. And what I started to notice was, even though we weren't sleeping together, we for the longest of times, we weren't sleeping together. She was out here, I was in the bedroom, but she was out here having a full life, a complete life, up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning type of life. I would get up for my 3 o'clock pee, my 3 a.m. pee, and she was either sleep on the phone or sleep on the phone with a group of women. And now this group
you make
of women.
It sound like I have a harem.
No, she doesn't have a harem. She has really good friends. This group of women, amazing women. I knew this at the time. I still know this at the time. However, I was not in a mental space to share that part of Tae. Why? Because I had no parts of Tae at that point. So even though I was a part of this group of women initially, I started to see like, damn, hold on, me and Tae, we're not in a good space. And she's really, 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 all of her extra time, that the little bit of time that we did interact, it was now gone, you guys. Why? Because she was waking up on the phone with these women. She was going to sleep on the phone with these women. She was texting these women all day. There was no space for any type of, hey, how you doing? You want to eat? There was no space for it. And I saw myself mentally just declining, you guys. I was not eating. I was drinking even more than what the hell I already began to do. And I looked up in my house, in this house, and I knew I couldn't do it anymore. I knew that the environment was going to become too mentally toxic for me. I was going to literally go deeper and deeper and deeper into my depression if I keep waking up at 3 o'clock and hear her on the phone, keep waking up and seeing all of this stuff. I felt replaced. I felt completely replaced. Before we had a fighting chance, I felt like, as traumatic as our relationship was, and I'm so sorry to say it to you guys, but our relationship was quite traumatic. As traumatic as it was, I felt like the trauma all was a kind of like a battle. And I felt like finally the dust was starting to settle. We got through COVID. We got through all of the craziness that we got through in our relationship. And I personally felt like the dust was settling. However, a group of women came into the picture. Now, you guys, these were women, a group of women came into her life that I was not comfortable with, seeing as though we were in the state that we were in. So one day, no, honestly, some of you probably heard the night before I decided to make this decision. If you were present on her live, the night before I decided to leave, and this is me being so transparent with you guys, I was on this balcony right now, and I was eavesdropping, you guys, completely eavesdropping. I was eavesdropping on one of her lives, because why? She doesn't talk to me. She talks to these women all day. So I'm in the live like, what are you guys talking about? And you guys, I saw some things I did not want to see. However, they were completely warranted. That was a single woman at the time that I saw them. However, that's what I needed. I needed to see that single woman moving as a single woman. And that broke the straw for me. I came off of this balcony, and you guys, I slammed that door so hard, and she was on live, and I knew that was the end for me. I knew I would never do such a thing. That was horrific. It was so unbecoming of me. However, I knew that if I stayed, it would be more episodes like that. So I had to leave. So I packed up my stuff and I left.
Yes. So from my perspective, obviously I have to work, right? If we're not working on YouTube, and I do have other things that I do, guys. Yes, I'll say it all the time. I'm into stocks. I'm into trading cards. I'm into those things. Mm-hmm. But a big part of our income, to be totally transparent, was YouTube. So with Lou and I not being able to complete YouTubes because of all the situations we were going through, I had to find another platform where I could make up for that portion of the income. I started looking at other things. I started working more on the trading cards for a while. I did the trading cards for like a strong 6 months. And I did it, and it was great. But I didn't like going to the post office that much, which was because we had a lot of packages. You know, there was a lot of packages. She would still help me with the packages in the times that we were better and stuff like that. But that was taxing on me, and I wanted to use my personality, you know, to generate income, because that's what I feel like I'm personally good at. So I went to TikTok, and I really started to grow a lot on TikTok. And in growing on TikTok, I got to connect with a lot of you guys that followed me to TikTok or found me on TikTok. And because I'm live streaming, as opposed to it being like this where you guys can just leave comments, but we don't really have that one-on-one interaction, on TikTok, I was able to start developing friendships, which I desperately needed because I'm out here in Delaware. No communication with her. Don't have my friends and family around me, and I'm trying to will myself not to go to the casino. So when I found myself with these group of women who were basically the moderators for our live stream, we used to live stream together a lot, and then we made that an individual thing again once we were struggling more in our relationship. And the moderators of that stream, I started to grow closer because I had to talk to them about, you know, what's happening in the stream and stuff like that. And that grew to other conversations. In fact, she was the first person that really talked to them. I didn't even talk to them like that, but because she know I'm not a social person. But, you know, she encouraged me to do that. And in doing that, I fell in love with them. I fell in love with all of them. They're still my friends to this day. And I felt like personally they were helping me, one, cope with the fact that I was so lonely out here. And two, they were helping me stop myself from gambling because I had something to distract myself. I couldn't distract myself with Lou. I was getting burnt out from doing sports cards. I wanted to, you know, feel something, feel uplifted. So yes, it's true what she said.
Snap your W-2 and file Fed and State for free. Simple tax returns only. See if you qualify. Get the TurboTax app now.
I definitely prioritized them over her. Because by the time she wanted to speak with me, I was already too far gone. I had waited, for me personally, so long for her to show up, basically, for me. And by the time she was ready to show up for me, I felt like she was only showing up for me because now there was another group of people that could actually fill a portion of the spot that I needed her to fill. That could at least take up some of my time so that I wouldn't struggle with the gambling, because I would communicate to Lou, like, I'm triggered. Like, this is not good for me. Like, whenever we get into bad arguments, and Lou's really good at the silent treatment. That I it's hard for me to deal with the silent treatment. It's like I have abandonment issues because of like things that went on with my dad and stuff like that. And then, you know, me coming out to my mom and her initially not taking to it. I have abandonment issues with people in general. So like, if I feel abandoned in a moment, I'm triggered. And because I had a quote unquote new addiction, it would trigger me to go there, to the casino, to avoid feeling abandoned. Like, at least I have this. So, ooh, child. So,
I know, right?
Yeah, so there's a lot to unpack. I never really said it out loud.
Breathe.
Yeah. So, with all of that happening, by the time I found these group of women, and they don't like, for me, they were like angels, kind of like. So I did spend a lot of my time getting to know them and being in the group because I needed that to save myself. But Lou was over here on the other end. You know, she was waking up. I'm not going to lie, y'all. She started to wake up out of her depression. But by the time she started to do that, I felt like I was depressed out. And I couldn't help her. I couldn't show up for her because I was tired. I didn't want to show up for her anymore, quite honestly. I needed people to show up for me. Mm-hmm. So there would be times where she would definitely need attention and stuff like that. And I didn't want to give it to her. I gave it to the group of girls. I did. And as a result, she did see things on the live that disappointed her. I know that for a fact. Things that had never been part of our relationship before.
Ever.
Right. Because I was starting to feel I was starting to feel myself a little bit. I finally had friends. I didn't have friends before. I was lonely for a long time in my life, and I was like, okay, I'm single. Because we were single by that point in time. We were
very single.
We were single.
She had every right to do.
I wasn't doing it because we were in a relationship. I was single.
There was no cheating.
She had
everything she had a right to do.
But it was just like, I was flirtatious, and she was never used to see me be flirtatious with anybody. So with that, she was right. That door slammed, and that was the end of us living together. I was never homeless. She was never homeless, because that's a popular story. Because one day I was streaming out of my car because I said I wanted to do a road trip in my car, and suddenly I became homeless. I've had this apartment the entire time, y'all. I've never been homeless. But yeah, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And
TikTok was the straw that broke
camel's back. We ain't gonna blame TikTok like that, y'all.
See, no. Yeah, definitely follow her. You guys, you were
follow her on TikTok too.
It's ridiculous.
Stream, baby.
No, it wasn't TikTok. Let me rephrase that. I was about to rephrase it to something else, but I'm not. I was about to say me, but you know, it's not necessarily exactly.
Yeah, you can't blame
something
yourself.
Within my journey I can't do. It was not just me. Mm-mm. However, I hear everything you're saying, and like, I kind of wish we did not do it like this on the camera so that I can, you know, but hearing everything you're saying, I'm sorry, honey. I hear you. But I knew that's what you felt. So, yeah. I'm
sorry, too. I'm sorry that we couldn't be there for each other at the same time.
At the same time, because we were always...
Right. Yeah. We were always ready at different times. But I know the next valid question would be, so is this fixable? Are you guys getting back together? And all of that stuff. And I will ask Lou to answer that first.
The answer is that's literally not anywhere in my mind. I'm enjoying at 34 in 2023 the most peaceful time I've ever had with this woman. You guys, the first few months of our relationship was just buried in each other, if I could just say that. If not the first year, we were just buried, intertwined. So we had no time to look up and to see each other. And I honestly feel like, even though it's been years, you guys know I've been in this woman's life for quite some time now, and I feel like finally now I'm seeing her. So I'm so thankful for it. So to answer that question, is it fixable? My personal answer is going to be no, because I don't want to fix what I had. I don't want to fix that. I want that to be gone. I'm hoping that our friendship can just flourish and we both be good for ourselves. So
yes. And I think that the most accurate thing that has been stated in this video altogether is, this is the most peaceful Lou and I have ever been. So to say, is it fixable? I feel like we're fixing it now.
No, I think it's being fixed.
Yes, I feel like we're fixing it now and realizing that we were never friends with one another. We never really got to learn each other's,
lovers and enemies.
Yes, yeah. That's exactly what we were. We were lovers or we were enemies. We were never friends to one another. We never treated each other with compassion.
Unless we were loving, and
unless we were happy. No, when we were sad, you really could tell if two people are in love with how they treat each other when they're angry with one another. And that's
we did not.
Yeah, when we were angry with one another, we might as well have been strangers on the street.
Worse than strangers.
Yeah.
So
literally, blood and Crips.
Okay,
seriously.
Period. Like
seriously.
Why you on my set?
Right. It was bad.
Yeah.
I'd rather have been a stranger's loop.
Mast is currently unavailable.
Why you gotta keep talking to us like this?
Why is the TV
Why do you feel like you have something to say to us?
Yo, this TV really is nosy as hell.
You guys still with us?
So, yeah. So, to ask if this is fixable, because I get that question a lot in my streams, this is our version of fixing it. We're learning how to be good friends to one another, because at the end of the day, we did have a lot of fun with one another, and we're learning how to respect each other. We're learning how to not have possession over one another, because we had a very possessive relationship. And we're learning, just how to be good people to one another for the first time in our entire relationship. Don't get me wrong, y'all. The things that you guys saw
100%
were real. Everything was real. The love that we had was extremely we had a very passionate love affair. But the problem with a very passionate love affair is there's a downside to it. And that downside, of course, is not something that anybody's going to record and display. Just like you wouldn't go to work and tell everybody your husband sucks and all. I mean, I don't know, some of y'all might do that, but
I thought she was about to say something else.
Like, you don't go to work and just tell everybody how horrible everything, the horrible parts of your life. You try to just, you share some things, but not much.
But what I can say, I hope you guys can appreciate, and I never say this, is that when we were not good, you guys did not see us.
Right.
We never forced ourselves in a bad condition onto
yes,
you guys.
That's true. That's That's the reason why everything was real. You're 100% right.
So
I'm trying to figure out, why can I say that confidently?
So real.
The reason why we had so many breaks, y'all, is because the breaks
was us.
Were the bad times. And we did mention that when we had the breaks. Like, we would come back, let you guys know, listen, it wasn't gravy. Every single time we came back from a break, it wasn't gravy.
Hey guys, no, we were so transparent with you guys, with also respecting our own privacy. Goodness gracious, my grandmother. I said privacy, our own privacy. Same tomato, tomato. However, yes, you guys, I feel like this is fixing it. So no, the answer is no. It cannot be. That cannot be fixed.
No, there was no fixing
what we're
to
going to
it.
be, because I don't think she'll ever be out of my life. I hope to always have her as a friend. So yeah.
Yes. Now the last question is, what will happen to the channel? See, the beautiful thing about this is we're in a special place in our situation where we live 5 minutes from one another. We've always lived 5 minutes from one another. She didn't move far, y'all. She moved 5 minutes away.
I can walk right now if I needed to.
She moved 5 minutes away. But the beautiful thing about our relationship now is that I haven't ever seen content of two exes trying to navigate life. Are exes even supposed to be friends? This is the things that these are the things that we will be able to journey through in this.
I need answers.
Right. Can we even be friends? Can we deal with whenever somebody new pops up into one of our lives?
Do we have somebody new in our
lives? Do we have somebody new in our lives already? Yeah. Yo. The next video, I'm gonna tell y'all what the hell I think Lou is doing. Because I think Lou.
Hold on, why you didn't even tell me what the next video is?
I'll tell y'all right now what I think Lou is doing out in these streets, and I'm sure she'll have her opinion.
Well, I'll tell y'all what Big Tay, the love doctor, is doing.
Ah!
You ain't thought I knew about that. I see, I'm not my business. I'm not my business.